Hello, friends. Bill back again. This week's vlog is all about interactive content marketing. I've spoken about content marketing, or at least content, in the past. And if you remember, I spoke about content as a way of really establishing relationship and proving relatability as well as credibility for yourself and your organization to your audience. And I spoke about how one way you can relate to your audience is to answer the burning questions that they may have without having to have them come into your store, your office, your practice, or email or write you with your inbox or message that they have a question. So you can prove credibility and relatability by actually presenting that content to them, answering those questions that they've yet to ask to you personally. And all that content is typically done through writing or video like this, but it's typically one-to-one or one-to-many communication. That content, if you remember, was designed to not only bring value and establish rapport and relationship, but we were really going for that holy grail concept and phenomenon known as reciprocity. Reciprocity happens when people feel that you as an organization, you as a thought leader, you as a doctor, you as a practice have offered so much value to them and to their lives, to them and to their business or their family, that they just feel obligated. They feel obligated to in some way give back, and that giving back could be business, it could be opportunity, it could be attention, it could be referrals. Any one of those things would be really a very valuable exchange of emotional capital or intellectual capital or time, or perhaps real capital, money, from one individual to an organization. Well, interactive content and interactive content marketing is fundamentally the same thing with a few exceptions. And the reason we love interactive content and interactive content marketing is, frankly, it's cool. It's the idea that we could create tools, resources, quizzes, calculators, lists, cheat sheets, anything that could provide additional value, but requires that level of interaction. Think of Wordle. Think of a mortgage calculator. Think of a home appraisal calculator, or an interest calculator, or perhaps a weight loss calculator, or a cheat sheet to better or more efficiently do your own taxes, or perhaps it's a game or a quiz. There's so much data online today that proves that people, 90% of audiences prefer content to be interactive. Think about that. I'll say it again. 90% of your audience prefers that the content be interactive, according to BuzzFeed. So what that means is, if you can create content that gives the reader, the viewer, the user something to give back, where they'll do a quiz, they'll participate in a survey, they'll play a game, they'll share, they'll participate more enthusiastically and more effectively, and moreover, they'll share. And guess what? The level of value, the level of education, or the level of entertainment or edutainment that you can give your audience through interactive content is so much more valuable and so much more rewarding, that guess what? That reciprocity component that we're all seeking goes up even more. So everything that we want out of our content, whether maybe it's links, maybe it's search engine results, maybe it's eyeballs, views, shares, likes, whatever the case might be, ultimately we're trying to create awareness. We're trying to create engagement. We're trying to create relationship. And the relationship happens when value is delivered and that reciprocity kicks in. And when you're thinking top of funnel, like the awareness phase of any type of content strategy, if you're trying to increase the amount of eyes on your content, if you're trying to get your content shared or linked to by other larger audiences, baby audiences that are more exactly like the type of person that you're trying to get in front of, well, that interactive content that we can create, those tools, those resources, those quizzes, those games, those surveys, anything that can be of greater value, but requires more than just reading a page or watching a video, that interactive content is incredibly effective and it's incredibly valuable, and it can be viral. so we can get to that place where people share it, they like it, they link to it. And in our experiences as marketers, we are always advocating for interactive content because that's the content that can really go from 0 to 100 in the scale of virality and reach and impressions, more so than anything else. And if you think of kind of like the TikTok environment that we're moving into, where content is built on an interest graph, and people are shown content that they've already their behavior online has indicated they'd find attractive, or they have a high likelihood or probability to engage. It's in the best interest of the social media channels and search engines and websites that they get things in front of you that you're likely to click on or pause the scroll or engage with, because that keeps you on the platform. And that fundamental piece of behavioral science and psychology is driving a lot of this value forward interactive content that we're speaking about today. So we do a lot of interactive content for our clients. There are pros and cons. It's not a quick fix. They tend to take a while, either through time or resources, to really develop a piece of interactive content that is super effective and people want to link to and share. But we can help you with that strategy. And if interactive content is something that you just find cool or exciting or want to geek out on, or nerd out and talk about it with myself or my team, just click the link below, schedule a conversation or a consultation. I'd like nothing more than to sit down and talk interactive content marketing with you. So once again, interactive content marketing is just a piece of content that is also high value, also going for the goal of reciprocity. But the requirement here is you just can't read it, you just can't view it. You actually have to somehow interact with it through your own ability to benefit from the tool, resource, or the guide that this interactive content can provide. So interactive content is huge for 2022 and 2023. It's not a new concept, been around for a while, but people's attention is becoming more and more valuable. Therefore, we have to be more and more creative and much more understanding of what it takes to keep and secure their attention and get them to take that tool or resource and actually share it with their community. So once again, interactive content marketing was the topic. I'm Bill Courtright, Director of Business Development here at Reputation Sensei by Digital Media Nation, signing off. Looking forward to speaking soon.